Structural collapses can be devastating. There are a whole host of techniques used by architects and engineers to prevent them. But despite clever engineering, stronger materials, load distributing designs and more, these kinds of disasters still occur. So now a team of researchers have a new idea. To save a building from collapsing entirely, sometimes you need to let part of it crumble. In 2023, natural disasters caused an estimated $250 billion of losses worldwide. Building collapse is one contributor to this, and as the world faces increasing trends of extreme weather event frequency and intensity, designing and constructing robust buildings could be more important than ever. Current guidelines suggest extensive connectivity within a building is the answer. This allows for a redistribution of weight should part of a building be damaged. But in certain circumstances, this interconnectedness can be a building's downfall. With a large enough initial failure, collapsing parts of the building can pull down the rest of the connected structure. These researchers want to take a new approach, focusing not just on preventing building collapse, but managing failure if it happens. Their idea is inspired by how some lizards shed their tails to escape being eaten by a predator, a tactical sacrifice. They call it hierarchy-based collapse isolation. In a building, the most important element for structural stability are the load-bearing columns, and so the team aimed to find a way to prevent the successive failure of columns that would lead to catastrophic collapse. To do that, they needed to limit the force that could be transmitted to undamaged columns after a failure in another part of a building. Their solution was partial strength connections between the columns. This would allow the building to distribute stress and benefit from the strength associated with interconnected designs, but only up until such a point that the stress would cause further column collapse. Instead, the connections will break before further columns fail, stopping a collapse from propagating through a structure by isolating the problem. A controlled hierarchy of failure. Extensive modelling showed their designs working well, but simulations can only show you so much. So this mammoth, full-scale experiment allowed the team to confirm that this design had enough interconnectedness to survive a small-scale failure like the removal of these columns. But also, that in the face of a large failure, the connections would break in the way they had predicted, isolating the collapse. The upright section wasn't left completely unscathed, but safe evacuation and rescue of people would still be possible from this part of the building, and in future, that could mean saving lives that in a conventional building would have been lost. And while constructing an entire building to knock it down might seem like an expensive test, it also demonstrates another key point of this research. While the design is new, the construction methods and materials are all in common use. In fact, this technique would even meet existing building codes while providing a new defense against total catastrophe.